Let's be real. Anime has gone from niche fandom to full-blown global phenomenon. What was once dismissed as just cartoons by our parents is now a cultural powerhouse, influencing everything from blockbuster movies to even high fashion. Hey everyone, Antonio from ThyGeekdom.com here, and today we're breaking down the top 10 most popular anime of all time, judged by their impact, cultural reach, and lasting legacy. Whether you're a longtime anime fan or just starting your journey, there's something here for everyone. So let's jump in. Starting at number 10, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Mecha anime? Sure. Existential crisis simulator? Absolutely. Neon Genesis Evangelion is one that redefined the genre after Gundam and Macross or Robotech for the West and delivered deep psychological themes and a mind-melting plot that set a new standard for storytelling. Its influence on sci-fi anime is undeniable, making it a staple in the medium. Side note, if you haven't already, check out the follow-up and the more recent rebuild of Evangelion 4 film series. This is actually one that I, funny enough, prefer over the original because I feel they have a lot more character development for many of the characters, especially Shinji, where in the original series, Shinji was very insecure throughout, and it felt to me personally that the character wasn't fleshed out. And yes, I know he's only a teenager in the series, but Shinji's character really flourishes within the 4th film series. So give it a watch when you have a chance. Number 9, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. One of the most well-crafted anime ever made. Brotherhood delivers a near-perfect mix of action, philosophy, and unforgettable characters. And yes, it's the superior adaptation to the original manga over the 2003 series. Number 8, Sailor Moon, a game changer for anime in the West. Sailor Moon brought the magical girl genre, and fun fact, this is actually the first anime introduction that I had. I was introduced to it by my cousin. She was a huge fan of Sailor Moon back in the day, so she got me into it. And that actually got me to other things like Dragon Ball Z and all that. Number 7, Death Note. A psychological thriller with one of the best cat and mouse games in anime history. Death Note took morality, justice, and absolute power and turned them into a gripping battle of wits. Also, let's take a moment to appreciate how Light Yagami had the most dramatic way of writing names in a notebook. This series really brought the anti-hero, at times villainous protagonist trope into the mainstream. I feel like this show may have had an influence on other shows within anime, or even possibly live action, American television, like the series You, where we follow essentially a serial killer. Whether he feels justified or not, we know that the guy's pretty off. And in this series, Death Note, it's kind of a similar concept. Now, Death Note came years before You, but it's funny how, for me personally, watching this show, I really took on an interest in Light. And even though I knew that a lot of things he was doing and actions he was taking were very questionable, or even at times just completely wrong, the character development and character study of a teenager or young man who all of a sudden gets access to all this power and just decide who lives and who dies was an interesting exploration of a character. But anyways, number 6, My Hero Academia. What happens when you blend Western superhero tropes with shonen anime energy? You get My Hero Academia, a modern staple that has inspired a new wave of anime fans. Plus, let's be real, All Might is one of the best mentor characters ever. Number 5, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. With its jaw-dropping animation and emotional storytelling, Demon Slayer became a phenomenon almost overnight. Its impact on the industry, including record-breaking box office success from the Mugen Train movie, solidifies its place in the top 10. And this is one anime that once it came out, you couldn't stop hearing about it, like many other series in this list. But definitely this has proven that it's more than just an anime in terms of its portrayal of the different characters and different perspectives and all that. But anyways, I digress. Number 4, Attack on Titan. Now, this is a dark fantasy epic, which I'm sure a lot of people watching this right now has heard of it, if not has watched it. Attack on Titan pushed anime storytelling to new heights with its deep themes and intense battles. Its cultural impact and shocking plot twists make it one of the most unforgettable anime in recent years. What an amazing series this was, with a shocking finale. It took me longer than I would have liked to. I have to say I was late to the party on this one, especially the last season. But I really enjoyed how this anime really came at a time when, from what I remember, when Walking Dead was big and also Game of Thrones, or at least I think it was on the hype of the original Game of Thrones series. And I felt like this anime kind of took some of the tropes from those shows, from like the shocking death scenes or characters that you didn't expect to die and things like that, and also the exploration of morality as well. A lot of gray areas here with heel turns and stuff like that. But this really felt like definitely a type of anime that I think a lot of people that didn't watch anime first before this actually got into. I believe this was a gateway for many people for sure, and that's why it belongs on this list as well. All right, number 3, Naruto Shippuden. One of the defining anime of the 2000s, Naruto captured hearts with its story of perseverance, friendship, and epic ninja battles. Its influence on modern anime is undeniable, making it a cornerstone of shonen storytelling. And this for sure was to many what Dragon Ball Z on Toonami was to me and my friends. I remember watching Naruto and really thoroughly enjoying the characters and just the action. I have to admit, haven't watched Shippuden yet, but it is on my list. It is quite of a long watch, not as much as One Piece. So number 2, Dragon Ball Z, the anime that introduced shonen battle tropes to a worldwide audience, and that had me and my friends do a rendition of mixed martial arts before there was a UFC. Dragon Ball Z really defined a generation, especially my generation growing up. You know, whether it's due to nostalgia or its continued legacy with Dragon Ball Super and more recently Dragon Ball Daima, you know, this show really has endured the test of time. It's still gaining new fans, and it really was an anime that introduced a lot of people to the medium as well. So number 1, One Piece. And is there any surprise with this one? I mean, this show has been a long-running anime, and it's still going strong and gaining new fans. One Piece continues to reign supreme. I think even if you're not a big fan of the show, it's hard to deny that, you know, this show is the most popular anime out there even to this day. From its beginnings in 1999 to, you know, now in modern day, the manga's still going, anime's still going. There's been a live action adaptation on Netflix. Now there's a reboot anime as well on Netflix. And so it just shows that, you know, it's not slowing down anytime soon. That's why One Piece really deserves the number 1 spot. But hold on. While we just got through the top 10, these next anime are still worth mentioning due to their lasting impact on the industry and fandom as well. So in no particular order, let's get into first Cowboy Bebop. Now, this is my personal favorite. I might be a little bit biased, but it's no denying that this show introduced many to anime as well in the US on Adult Swim. And with its stylish space western and noir influences, and legendary jazz soundtrack, it's hard to not get into it. I mean, the storytelling is amazing, and the character studies of each individual character is very intriguing, and it just has a lot of heart, mystery. Like I said, this is my #1 favorite anime of all time. I even coined the phrase "See you, Space Cowboy" on a sticker on my car's back windshield. Moving on, Bleach. In case you didn't know, this is a shonen classic about Ichigo Kurosaki, a high schooler who becomes a soul reaper and battles deadly spirits. During the mid-2000s, it was considered one of the big three of shonen anime, believe it or not, alongside Naruto and One Piece. And in recent years, with Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, the series has made a comeback, which shows that, it deserves to be considered as one of the most popular anime as well. Jujutsu Kaisen, a dark fantasy with stunning animation, fast-paced fights, and a gripping supernatural story. Jujutsu really grew in popularity, setting it up as a modern classic for many. Hunter x Hunter, an adventure anime balancing deep storytelling, strategy, and action, following Gon Freaks on his quest to find his father. This is many people's #1 pick. Sword Art Online, a virtual reality adventure anime that helped popularize the isekai genre and became a gateway anime for many. As you see, picking just 10 was tough, but this list proves one thing. Anime isn't just growing, it's evolving, and every generation finds new favorites. By the way, if you want a full breakdown of why each of these anime made the list, check out the original article on the website. And for all things anime, gaming, comics, collectibles, and the best online deals, subscribe to our free weekly newsletter, Pop Pulse Digest. Link in the description. Well, thank you for tuning in and watching this top 10 list. I hope you really enjoyed it. And for anybody who's starting their anime journey, hopefully this gives you a watch list to add in your queue. But that's all for now. My name's Antonio from ThyGeekdom.com. Until next time.